How's it guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going through a wildcard draft. First we'll take a look at how my team performed to explain why it is a possibility. So looking at how the team performed, really wasn't too bad of a game week. We got 60 points overall. The defense I'm quite happy with. We were quite unlucky in the Forest game. They were defending really well and then just conceded a penalty goal towards the end of the game. So that was a bit unlucky and it would have really changed the game week a bit. Other than that, Chelsea defense was looking relatively solid. Sanchez should get some save points over the season, but the way Chelsea play, I reckon they'll dominate a lot of the balls. They won't concede too many because they're a possession-based team. Van de Ven, and Nouri, very happy with. Van de Ven actually has a bit of threat on set pieces, which we saw in the final of against PSG. And Nori is looking good. He got some defensive contributions. Other than that, wasn't looking insanely attacking, but City, good team overall. Clean sheets are definitely going to be there. The midfield didn't really perform too well. Reinders, of course, we're extremely happy with. And we thought he was going to play that kind of Gundogan wall, and he's kind of playing it even better. So he looks really good. We're happy with him. Fernandez, I'm not feeling too bad about. It was a very tough fixture against Arsenal, and United were actually looking extremely good. He did play a bit deep, but I'm definitely willing to give him a few more game weeks and see how he comes along. Palmer, Palmer was quite worried with. He was playing that left-sided attacking midfield role, which he played towards the end of last season, and that was when he didn't score like a single goal in 16 games. Um, he's really good when he plays more on the right side of the field. Cut it on his left foot, create chances, score goals. So I don't see that changing. So that's a big problem in the team. So I'm not too happy with Palmer in my team right now because I don't see that system changing. Because Enzo is playing on the right, he's playing on the left. Maybe Maresca will look at that because Chelsea didn't look threatening at all going forward. Um, Verts, I wasn't too unhappy with. Not as unhappy as I was with Salah. I think Liverpool have a great attack, but I think we need to target a different portion of the field. So Verts and Ekatike, I think that's how we cover Liverpool. I think that's the perfect way to cover them. Salah, I don't think much of the ball is going to that right side of the field. So honestly, I think most of the chances are going to go through the centre, either coming from the left from Gakpo's side, who had the most expected assists this game week, or coming from behind with Verts, who will also interchange a little bit and make attacking runs past XTK. So at the moment, one of my things at the start of the season, the draft I wanted to go with was Haaland up front and go against Salah. But I chose to go the safe route. I'm regretting it, but now I wish I just trusted my gut and go with what I thought was best. So that's a problem that the wild card could fix. A very big problem is changing from a Salah draft to a Haaland draft because I do think Haaland is a lot better when it comes to goal threat. The City, we're very sure about. They're going to have a lot of creativity. We don't know which players are going to play in the midfield and this and that, but we know everything's going to be pointed towards Haaland. And if he has a lot of creativity behind him, he's going to have a hectic goal scoring year. Watkins, Aston Villa played terribly, but they were also playing against a very, very good Newcastle team. Not very, very good, I'll say very, very solid. Insanely good midfield. Very difficult to play against, very difficult to score against. But Villa are playing against Brentford next, who conceded a very high XGI or XG expected goals against conceded. I think it's a perfect game for Villa to find some form and Watkins to score a few goals, so he wouldn't leave in the draft. If we look at the wildcard draft now, this is kind of what we're looking at. So in goal, keep Sanchez. Not too unhappy with that. I think Chelsea have a relatively good defense, and I'm not crazy about any of the defenders. In defense, slight changes. When you see my bench, you'll see we do have a bit more depth with the defender roles. But Gabriel would come in here. He's a big guy for the defense. If you look at Arsenal, they just don't look like they're going to concede. They were getting dominated by United in that game, but they're just so solid at the back. So you can play them against anyone. And Nuri's not going anywhere. Ronaldo. Um, Sunderland looked very good. Actually, I was very happy with them. I thought they would have quite a solid team with all the signings they've made. So he's a perfect formal defender to come in the easy games. In the midfield, changes relatively. As you can see from this, you can guess that our front three looks very powerful. I think there's a lot of value in the cheaper assets, as in Reinders and Anderson. Anderson had a huge expected goal involvements. We'll cover all the expected goal involvements in a video we'll post tomorrow. All the goal involvements from all the different teams, from all the different games. So that's definitely a video to watch. But Anderson was someone who stuck out. He could have gotten even more returns. He only got 1 assist. He was 1 defensive contribution away from 2 defensive contribution points. He could be a long-term hold and very good value for money. One thing about Forest as well, I was a bit worried about their creativity with the Lange leaving, but they're actually looking very good. Fernandes and Wirtz, they didn't perform in game week 1, but I think they're 2 players that can definitely pick up not their performances because they didn't play particularly badly, but they will definitely be in and about attacking returns. Fernandes was very close to defensive contributions as well. They have 2 relatively good fixtures coming up. Fernandes, Wirtz, 2 tough ones coming up with Newcastle and Arsenal, but after that, Burnley and a lot easier teams. So I think he's someone to keep investment in, and especially if we don't have Salah, I think we have to cover them with 2 Liverpool attackers, which brings us to our front line of Haaland, Watkins, and Ekitike. I think it's an insane front 3. Haaland, I think he's going to be, I'd say maybe even top point scorer this season. I think he's definitely going to be top goal scorer. He's just unstoppable. And City look like they're clicking. If City are clicking, you need their number 9 because everything goes towards Haaland. I think you won't fall behind because a lot of people don't have him, but I think it's a great way to get ahead of everyone else. Watkins didn't play well, but as we explained, I think he's going to pick up his performances now. I think Villa will find some form with their great fixtures coming up. Ekitike, the Liverpool transfer just seemed to get funneled towards the number 9. He's a bit risky now because we know, I'd say there's a 70% chance, maybe even 85% chance that Isak joins Liverpool. It's looking very likely. So he might be a problem when it comes to game week 4-ish, and that's when Liverpool's great fixtures start. So something you could look to do is maybe bring in Chris Rood rather than Ekitike and then strengthen your midfield. There's nothing much I'll change about the midfield, but maybe you could go with the Saka instead of either Fernandes or Wirtz. Another option, because you could have Wood, and then instead of Saka, and then when Liverpool's fixtures get better, you could drop Saka down to Wirtz. That could be a very aggressive play. You get the best captaincy for next week in Saka against Leeds, and then you can go from Saka to Wirtz when Liverpool have Burnley. It's using a lot of transfers, but that's what they're there for. Our bench, as you see, looks very strong. So if I did do this wildcard, I'd bench boost the next week. You have Dubravka against Sunderland, Van de Ven against City, which isn't great, but you'll see now there's 2 transfer routes we could go other ways. Williams against Palace and Dewsbury Hall against Brighton. This over here, Van de Ven could easily become Dorgu. We'll go into a little bit of analysis on Dorgu, but he's someone that is looking very good. And then Williams could go to Livramento. So if this was a bench boost, you could have, say, Dubravka, Dorgu, Williams, Dewsbury Hall. That is a very good bench boost that could get you a very good return this week. Could be looking at a 20-point bench boost if things go well. So that's definitely an option. Newcastle defense was looking insanely good. Their midfield is just like you can't play against them. They're just so structured. You can't get past them. They dominate. They're physical. I'm not looking forward to Liverpool playing them next week, to be honest with you. Livramento wasn't looking too great with his attacking threat. I think he had like a 0.03 expected assists, which is not great, but they were just looking so solid in defense, and they do have great fixtures coming up. If we take a look at Dorgu in more depth, this is the average positions that the United players were playing against. They played very well against Arsenal. They were definitely the better team. If you look at this, Dorgu was basically playing a left wing role. He was looking very threatening, very attacking. Could have hit the post one point. And if you can get basically a United left winger for 4.5 as a defender, I mean, it's a very good opportunity. If you look at their starting formations, Mount was pictured as a number 9, but average formations, Mount was pretty much forming a midfield role. So you had 3 midfielders here. Fernandez was quite deep, Dorgu was playing left wing, and Cunha was playing the number 9 role. One thing to take note of is if Sesko joins this team, which he has to probably at some point, maybe not next game, Cunha would have to push to the left, surely. Maybe attacking mid. Maybe it would be a bit more of a formation like this, because Sesko would obviously be your number 9. It might cause Dorgu to play a little bit deeper. That's the one thing, but I'm not too worried about that because Cunha's not a left wing. He would probably play more central in these left pockets, and then Dorgu would make those attacking runs. So he might not get as central as he was in the last game, but I think there will still be a lot of at least assist threat, and it looks like he loves a bit of a shot as well. So yeah, here's a look at the Wildcard Draft. If you are looking to be a bit aggressive, it's definitely an option to go after. I probably won't go with it. I was a lot more likely to do it at the start of the week with, end of last week, end of the game week. Just because I really wanted to go with Haaland at the start, and I played it a bit safe and I didn't trust my guts, so I kind of wanted to switch back to it as soon as possible, go with what I wanted to. But as the time goes on, I think a smarter option would just be to be patient. Because at the moment, we don't know what's happening with the premiums. I'm quite confident Haaland's going to be a better option than Salah. But then you could just take a -4, move Salah down to Dewsbury Hall, move one of your 4.5s up to Haaland. That's probably a better option. So this is quite a solid team, and I think it will do well for me over the next few game weeks. Maybe not perfect, but at least get through a few game weeks, get some more information, at least 3 game weeks, and then we know, okay, who's the good options, who's the bad options, who had one good game, who had just one bad game, and now things turn around. So I definitely think just stay put, go for a few weeks, see what happens, and then reassess. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, just give it a like, please subscribe, because it's very unlikely that this channel is going to come up in your algorithms again unless you do. So yeah, till next time. Cheers.